Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island USA Season 6, the reunion. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I have some thoughts to share before we get into the review. I'm about to go into a rant that I will not be editing out. So if you want to jump straight to the beginning of the review, head to about 4 minutes and maybe 10 to 15 seconds. Okay? Number one, there were parts that I was definitely interested in. I think that the reunion was giving in the first half. I kind of like the way they filmed it, like a reality type thing with some of the backstage stuff. I mean, we see shows like Ready to Love do something like that too. I don't watch none of the Housewives or any shows like that, so they might do it over there as well. But yeah, I kind of liked it. And then they lost me when they played that whole fire pit scene in its entirety. Too long. Way too long. It looked like Cordell fell asleep. Sweetie, I fell asleep too. All right? That was a little bit much. Then the sponsorship with people like Hakeem that we don't... Was it Hakeem? It was not Hakeem. What's that man's name? You see what I'm saying? So it had me and then it lost me near the end, but we're still going to talk about it. Before I do, the show made it very apparent that social media has been a big issue this season, and I'm going to touch on it, okay? I tell you guys all the time, I get some outlandish comments. I get some even crazier DMs. And I feel like people don't really hear me when I say that. So I've already shared this with Discord. I'm going to read it to y'all. And yes, I'm going to put your name on here, name and shame you. This is from James McDonald. I don't know why I wanted to call him Michael. He said, I think maybe you're jealous of Janae because she's beautiful and skinny and he's trying to say fat, but he's trying to be cute with it. Never mind. But you seem to have it out for her. Did she take your internet man? Why are you acting so jealous? All of your opinions on her are biased. Now, like I said, I get comments like this quite often. Some are worse. Definitely the DMs are worse than this. So I completely empathize with the cast when they say, listen, the online stuff is actually insane. One thing about me though, I'm not going to cry about this stuff because I know none of this stuff is true. This person is like, oh, you're fat and you're jealous and it's because she's pretty and obviously you have it out for her. Recently talking about Love is Blind Mexico, I was called a racist. Last year reviewing The Ultimatum, I was called a homophobe. Like, all these things are not true, besides the fat part. I'm a big body Benz. But all that other stuff is not true. And one thing it will never be for me is me being jealous of somebody simply for the fact that they are pretty and thin. Who gives a damn? Okay? So I say all this to say, I promise you guys, next year, if the comments, if my DMs, if my mentions on TikTok and Twitter are anything like what I experienced this season, don't look for no more videos. I'm telling you right now, not because I'm upset, not because whatever, but it's never been that serious. It is a TV show. It is a contrived reality. You come on this channel to hear the opinions of the person looking at you in the camera. And after that, it's over. It's just commentary. But when y'all make it personal, don't be shocked when these videos end. And also don't be shocked when the show has to pivot, when the show has to do extra things to protect people because y'all want to act a damn fool. Act like you've been here before. Like, goodness sakes, let's get into the episode, okay? So they start off with checking in on everybody. Not gonna lie, if you weren't in the last 2 weeks of the show, it seems like your presence on the reunion was kind of irrelevant. I think I also saw that Kane went to New York, but then wasn't allowed to attend the reunion, probably because of things he was saying online. So yeah, that's a very prominent face who's missing, especially because he was talking a lot on social media. But they touch base with Kenny and Janae. They are in a relationship now, and immediately Coy apologizes for the things that he has said online.
Yeah, so we're dating now.
So you guys made it official!
Been 6 days.
Happy anniversary.
I wanted to apologize. Me and Dad went live. You know, people telling me, oh, Janae, she's with Connor. Then she was with Hakeem. Then she was with you. I was like, you know, it's a fake relationship. I shouldn't have spoken y'all relationship. After going back and watching it, I do feel like y'all have a genuine connection. I'm happy for y'all.
Now, I did not hear what Coy had said online, but I think he is potentially saving face. Like I said at the beginning, some of y'all are batshit crazy this season. Get help. So I'm sure he doesn't want to deal with the vitriol, especially because Serena, Janae, and Leah are like the stars of Love Island this season, and that will probably carry on to the next few seasons on. I can see that for them for sure. So I think he's saving face, but the point of the matter is Janae and Kenny both accepted his apology. I'm just realizing that I missed Serena and Cordell. Serena has recently moved somewhere. Not quite sure if the plan is for her and Cordell to eventually live together, but he did ask her to be his girlfriend.
It was in the works for a while. You know, we had a great dinner, and then I popped the question.
You guys are so freaking cute.
We know on the show he was waiting. He was waiting for Serena to basically give the green light. We know he wanted to say it from time, but they are now official. And yeah. Then we have Miguel and Leah, who thank the fans for supporting them. Of course, Leah more so than anybody else.
When I went back to London, we were just talking every day, literally on FaceTime like 2 hours a day. Yeah, I had a little card, and in that card I did like a big old speech, and then I asked her to be my girlfriend.
Congratulations. The fans of Love Island clearly fell in love with you.
Me? Almost 3 million, I think.
Damn, girl. Did you expect that? It's
Like,
incredible.
It took a jump.
Yeah.
No, I didn't expect it in the slightest.
Did I do a live of the finale or did it just come up? One of the two. And I was like, yeah, Leah's numbers are competing with Odell Beckham Jr. And somebody's like, no, they're not. He's at whatever. Listen, this proves to y'all that I don't be checking these people's social media. I am still gobsmacked that Leah is over 3 million followers now. That's insane. But honestly, good on the girl. I hope she gets all the brand deals. I hope she milks it until it is dry. Good for you. And good for Serena and Janae too. I think a thing that was bothering me at that time was the fact that, in my opinion, those three women were as pivotal in each other's stories. So to see Leah soar past the other two, I was just like, don't know how I feel about that. But they've all surpassed at least 1 million, so I guess I can't be mad there. Then we go to Nicole and Kendall. Nicole says that Kendall hasn't been keeping up with her, and he lied to her face. At first, I was like, what was the lie? Apparently, it includes, not apparently, it in fact includes the infamous Twitter video.
I got out the villa.
Kind of breathe. Just breathe.
I should have told Nicole like the full truth when it happened.
Instead of saying it's from years ago to someone you trusted, it was in the hotel room before you go on the show to someone on a dating app is crazy.
All I wanted to do was just have you there, and that's why I said that.
I get that, and
that's
I
why
stood by you.
that.
Doesn't mean you can lie to me.
Going through it, that's not fair, Nicole.
Okay, guys, sorry. Yeah, no, he's going through it. I haven't gone through shit.
No, tell me the truth. You don't make up a story.
I know. Of course, I've literally never been in that position in my life.
He could have been like, I lied to Nicole. And we are going through it because of my actions. That would be nice.
So if this was you and Kenny did that and lied to your face,
the whole world sees something so intimate and so private, it could be embarrassing. I just didn't want you to hate me, so I lied. I would be understanding. Yeah. What will it take for you to be able to trust me again?
I haven't ended things. We're still together, so.
Now, if you have not seen the video, you don't know what the video is about, I'm not going to touch on it because I already got banned from Twitter because of it. So not going there. But, it kind of frustrated me that people weren't seeing Nicole's perspective. Because Kendall was the one who was violated, because at face value, he is the one who is the victim in this situation, it is easy to take his side. Being Nicole, knowing that this is a man who says he loves you, knowing that you are choosing to keep your mouth shut because of the perception, or maybe waiting for the reunion, or maybe trying to preserve your relationship, whatever the reasons may be, knowing that you're going through that, and then Kendall is living his best life, going to clubs, posting up in VIP sections, doing all kinds of things. Like, I can understand why she was pissed off that this man lied to her face and just let her take the fall for stuff. He could have easily just said, hey, Nicole and I are still together. We are working through things. However, because of something I did, things look a little choppy right now. So just have some grace with us. He could have easily done that, but he didn't. And you got the whole cast damn near just saying, no, but Nicole, no. Like what? No, the girl has been through a lot, maybe not as much as him, but still a lot, and would have wanted anybody to just empathize with her in that situation. I think the only person who did during this segment was Daniela. She was the only one who really validated Nicole's feelings. Then you have Serena. Serena killed me because Serena is out there laughing, and I'm like, what? Girl, what are you laughing about?
But it's okay to want to be together or not want to be together. Serena, why are you laughing?
I, too, don't like men that lie to me, and that is a deal breaker for me personally. If she decides, hey, I don't want a man that lies to me, so be it. That's her decision. And they need to work it out without hella outside opinions, without the internet, without social media. I will drop a man for lying to me.
I fully agree with Serena. Fully agree. I've told y'all many times about, well, I've told the people who watch more than just Love Island reviews, many times about Mr. Cupcakes. He was a pathological liar. And it's so disrespectful to look somebody in the eye and have them lie to you day in and day out. Like, he knows he was lying to save himself. And everybody is there just looking at her like, oh, come on, Nicole, you just gotta see it from his... No. Like Serena said, she don't fool with liars either. And if Nicole decides that's not the type of person she wants to be with, then that's it. Like, why are these people trying to convince her? To me, that was so crazy. But anyway, Serena also says second chances are possible if both parties want to, you know, resolve the issues. Of course, seeing her situation, that makes sense. Yeah, if she wants to take him back, that's totally fine. But if she doesn't, girl, I completely understand. Rob and Andrea talk about their whole situation, which was just pure comedy to Leah.
Emotions are so heightened in the Ville, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. I was getting attacked for a lot of things that like weren't true.
You in your After Sun said that I act out of emotion and you would never act that way, and that's all you're saying right now.
Damn, girl. After Sun with Sally, Andrea. No, let's start, please. Page 4. Ready? You don't understand that now, but I'm telling you, calling someone two-faced is malicious. Like, you can apologize.
I said
now,
like 2
but
things.
to do lie and shit like that, it bothers the shit out of a lot of people.
Watching back the show, you made snarly comments many times.
I didn't.
You did though.
Genuinely from the bottom of my heart, like, I'm so sorry, Leah. Like, I was just hurt and confused by the process, and I just think like what I felt in that moment felt real. That's why I went on social media and like talked so much as I did, because like I wanted people to know like I genuinely liked him a lot.
Andrea was giving duplicitous, definitely giving duplicitous. If you're saying, oh, I was acting out of emotion and, you know, please forgive me for some of the things that I said, but then you also had words to say about Leah for doing the same thing, like, you know, these girls really do not like Andrea. Oh my gosh. At least the Powerpuff Girls don't. Janae pulled out her receipts. I said, oh my God. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Andrea is just trying to dig herself out of the hole that she put herself in. But it looks like for the most part, even though the girls are like, do not send hate to these people, it seems like for the 3 finalists, barring Nicole, they're just not going to fool with Andrea. And that's totally fine. It sounds like Leah was trying to be cordial with her and didn't realize the stuff that Andrea was saying on apparently all these lives that she was doing. I did not watch them. I do not watch their interviews either. Yeah, she tried to be nice and then realized her niceties were in vain. So I totally understand why she would not want any kind of friendship with this girl, at least not for now. Then they talk about the bombshells versus the Casa people, basically just comparing like which is harder. I don't think they were explicitly trying to do that, but they were talking about how hard it is being a Casa person and a bombshell person. If you were to ask me which one is harder, I think being a Casa girl is harder than being a pre-Casa bombshell.
In the outside world, I'm not gonna go after someone who has a man. Like, let's be real, I'm not.
Bombshells are just as hard.
It's
hard to go in as a Bombshell. It's hard to go in as a Casa. We are all going in with those same intentions that everyone else had when they went in initially. You're there to make a connection, and people are pissed that we made connections.
And I feel like every single person on this couch, we need to be better. You're just co-signing your fucking followers to go and drag the other person. Even if you repost something or you make a comment or you don't acknowledge when someone's in the background talking shit or whatever.
I don't agree with all the bullying. I think all that is like extremely mean. I respect you a lot for like not going on podcasts and like talking shit.
Absolutely.
Or like.
And same to you, because you also didn't go out and do the most either, which I appreciate.
Yeah, okay.
It is always hard coming in at Casa unless the guys haven't solidified anything with anybody or there just happens to be guys who are single. You're always going to get some kind of backlash. And this season, more than ever, has just been insane. Just the fact that the response of the show alone has been so big, you can only imagine how much the hate was going to be for some of these people. So I completely understand why some of these girls are basically traumatized from being on the show, especially being a Casa girl. Like, I get it. Now, a few of them could have accepted more responsibility for some of the snarky comments that they made in the show. But for the most part, the negative response online, a lot of it is uncalled for. It's one thing to kiki about the show. It's another thing to go on these people's personal platforms and try to dox them, send death threats, attack their character, attack their looks, like, it's not okay. The Aaron and Kaylor segment starts off quite hot, okay? Kaylor came with the machine gun locked and loaded.
Like, I'm just gonna come out and say it, like, I lied to Kaylor, straight up. Put my hands down Daniela's pants, I kissed her, I snogged her.
What? I just saw you the last 3 fucking days in New York, and you haven't said that to me once. Literally, I cannot believe I wasted my entire fucking summer on you, Aaron. You're disgusting and you're a piece of fucking shit. Good. Ooh, I'm shaking. Can you switch me seats?
Of course.
Aaron was going through it the most, and I still talked to him, and I still texted him.
My granddad passed away on the fucking day, on the morning of BFFs. You did not support me once. You know I was going through it, and you know that's why I had to come off social media, because I was going through the fucking ringer with it.
I sent my condolences. I asked you about how your family was doing, and I asked you, and I texted you. So don't say I wasn't there, because I was.
He put his hands down Andrea's pants. Not Andrea, child. What's that girl's name? Who cares? He put his hands down her pants. I didn't know that. And he was in a hotel room with Kaylor just before the reunion and didn't disclose none of this to her. And she's upset about that, but it also sounds like she came prepared to break up with him on screen too. So I'm like, you guys were both kind of saving things for the reunion. Like, I don't know who's more at fault in this case. Kaylor says that she definitely left a battered woman, which is sad. She tried to support Aaron. He didn't really see it as support, especially because he lost his grandfather around the time that they were doing some of their press run. So he was like, I was in a space where I just needed your support and you didn't support me. She doesn't agree. But at the end of the day, it is unfortunate that he is going through what he is going through. He will be grieving for a while. That's what happens when you lose anybody. So yeah, that is sad. It doesn't absolve him from his actions. So yeah, face that. Like Aaron said, he's like, not Aaron, what's his name? Rob. Like Rob said, I don't really have anything more to say. Every time I talk to Aaron, it's about him accepting responsibility, and that's all that he should do. There's really nothing more to say beyond that. This is why it's so important to build your relationship on healthy things, because life is gonna life. Life will always life. And you want that person to be in your corner, but it has to be under like a healthy relationship. Because now he's looking at her like, you didn't support me. How could she? With all that you did, how could she? Lastly, they address the backseat situation. I'm not gonna play that. Listen, they played that whole fire pit scene from start to finish. It felt like it was the entire episode. I was like, oh my God, okay, like, whew, why did y'all ask for that? That was too much. But anyways, the verdict is Leah did take a back seat based on her definition of a back seat. Liv absolutely drove the conversation, which is something that I said in the review too. I was like, Leah did not drive the conversation, which is what both Rob and Aaron were trying to make it seem. She said she took a backseat, and yeah, people thought that meant she didn't say anything at all. But to say that she was the leading force to sending Andrea home is simply not true.
I feel like I should have came to you and said something instead of talking behind the scenes with everyone.
I was wrong and I fucked up and I did take your words and I ran with them.
After watching that, did you understand where they're coming from?
Mhm.
Would you like to apologize to the girls for calling them idiots after watching that video?
From our point of view, the way that we chose Hakeem was who's in the strongest couples.
You went around planting it in everyone's ear. I didn't say I took a backseat. I said I was trying to.
Yeah.
Key fucking words.
Absolutely.
When we open our ears, wake the fuck up.
They were your words. What did she say to you? She said, I want to try. You left that bit out. Do not sit there now up there and be like, oh, you kind of brought it in. I didn't.
Yeah, it was just my fault.
They were
It's just
your
my
words.
fault.
Shut up.
I'm glad that Leah got her vindication. One thing about her, she was always going to just say it like it is, whether people agreed with her or not. There were some moments where it was like, time and place, Leah, but end of the day, she stayed true to herself. And even at that fireplace, what she said happened is pretty much what happened. It's Liv who I'm looking at and thinking, you ran with the narrative, didn't you? You did. And she admits that. She says to Rob, I took your word and I shouldn't have done that. Rob, it sounded like he was also trying to save himself a little bit, but point of the matter is they have finally settled it. She was in one of the seats. Maybe not the back seat, but definitely not the driver's seat. That was Liv. They end the reunion talking about the viewers' questions. I thought they could have gone into way more. There's no way this is all that was asked, like. But then again, here's the thing. Because of how some of y'all have been showing your ass this season, I can understand why they wouldn't want to make the reunion as messy as possible, because there was great potential to make it messy because of what's already been happening. I think they were trying to protect some people, protect some storylines that could shift the perspective on maybe some of the faves or some of the forgettable people who will become even more forgettable, some of the people who have been attacked who would be attacked even more. So I can see why they didn't do a lot more of the questions. But anyways, Rob is going to keep his overalls. They do make more than avocado toast. Serena was talking about she got omelets and French toast and all kinds of things. All the guys are still friendly. And yeah, if you weren't there in the last few weeks, basically your presence here was irrelevant. Sucks. Yeah, it was rough. But anyways, that was the reunion. My last thoughts on this. I appreciate you guys who have been tagging me on TikTok, trying to keep me in the loop. I don't want to be in it. Don't want to be in the loop. I didn't have the heart to say it while it was happening. I figured I would wait till the reunion, since everybody's waiting till the reunion to say stuff. I was like, let me just wait and tell them at the reunion recap that please stop tagging me. I don't care. I want to be done with this season. I'm so over it. Nicole and Kendall, listen, wrap it up. Wrap it up. The fact that this man was like, oh, it happened in my past. His past is 2 months ago. It was in the hotel in holding. Yeah, I'd be upset about that too. I would absolutely be upset about that too. And if you love me, no, let me just touch on it one last time. If you love me, you have to die to self. Die to self is a Christian term. How do I say it? So, like, you have to put your self-interest aside and do what is best for the relationship. And what is best is honesty. You should have been honest with that girl. He tried to save his ass, and it did not work out in his favor as far as his relationship is concerned. As for who I see standing the test of time, which I have already said, but people don't like listening, I actually think Serena and Cordell will be in it for the long haul. Don't know how long, but I can see them lasting. Wishing everybody the best. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Okay. I've been so irritated